Hi, and welcome to On the Racing Line, the Formula One podcast by fans, for fans. We're off to America again for the second time this year out of 3 times. We were at probably my favourite, well, not probably, my favourite American track. The Austin, what do they call it? What's the official name?
It's the Circuit of the Americas.
Circuit of the Americas.
Or COTA, if you're into...
Yep. Doesn't really make sense to be Circuit of the Americas when there's other American racetracks there, but... we were there, and it is a ripping racetrack. I love it. And we saw a sprint race weekend. 2 more to come, actually. And we probably didn't get the result Aussies wanted, but it's probably the result the championship needed. It was a huge Max Verstappen win, with Norris picking up some points after a very disappointing McLaren sprint race, which has well and truly turned the championship on its head. So we're going to be talking all about all those wonderful things. I'm joined by Tristan Pocock. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Congratulations on your recent victory.
Thanks very much.
Open champs.
Yep.
Well done.
Thanks.
Excellent work. And I'm also joined by the birthday boy himself. Happy birthday, Shane.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
If you'd like to have a guess of Shane's age, get in touch with us.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
good.
There might get some stalkers going on. I like this.
Yep. I reckon Nat Pollard will dive in straight away. I would predict that she would be the first person
to nail it.
I think Nat's your super fan, mate. To be honest.
Oh,
yep.
Behind us,
Hi,
obviously.
Nat, how you going?
Behind us.
And congratulations, Tristan. We
Thank you,
didn't
mate.
win state champions, but I do find it funny that the junior open is slower than the junior mix. But anyway, that's okay. Sorry about that. We're just a bit bitter.
That sounded like a little barb, didn't it? From
It
the
did, didn't it?
It was not required.
Real sneaky.
Sorry.
It's not
It
required.
was highly unnecessary. Well, that's set the tone for the episode early, hasn't it?
I
You
think
know
so.
how I feel about the opening 5 minutes?
I think so.
Looks like
I think so.
we'll be throwing uppercuts for the next hour and a half.
It's going to be on. It's going to be on. Let's race ranking. You guys are as well. Let's go weekend ranking.
Weekend.
I nearly said weekend. Wait. Let's go ranking, not wanking.
7 for me, because I really loved Circuit of the Americas, and we saw some pretty good racing, but not the result that I was hoping for personally. But then, in a way, I was really happy with the result that we saw, which makes no sense.
No, none.
But
None.
I'm going to go 7.5, just because I think the battle with Charles and Lando kept a little bit of interest there.
Yeah.
Plus, the sprint was different once we had that crash in turn 1.
it was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great to. I didn't take as much notice, obviously, because we were
racing
ourselves. We had the
parts,
F1 on the big screen there, and we just had some random strangers just coming in from everywhere. It was quite fun in parking the way.
So if you're listening from the KC HBV race on the weekend and you stood in our way of our screens, you would have been welcome. Just don't stand right in the middle of everybody. Park your heads in the way.
Especially as the race is on and we want to get a pit stop.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was... for me, it was... I'm going to go at 6.
Oh.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I mean, there was obviously the Oscar element to it. It was for the championship. I'm actually incredibly excited, even though Oscar's in some need of some big points and he's under fire. The championship is just exciting now. I think it's an exciting, intriguing championship where, by all looks and reports at the moment, Red Bull have the pace, and so for Red Bull to have the pace with 40 points to go, there's still 2 sprint races left.
I think there's 104 points on offer.
Well, there's 5. No, well, there's 5
for the remainder of the season.
There must be more than that.
No,
there's 5 races left. You get 25 points per race. 141 points. Yeah, because there's still 2 sprint races. So 125 plus your 2 sprint races. So there is so much still on offer. And, I mean, you do not ever doubt Max. I mean, we were doubting Max. We laughed at the fact that he was in the championship.
Well, we ummed and ahed about it, didn't we?
Yeah. However, since then, we've seen a big result come his way. So it's interesting. And then the Oscar and the Lando fight is certainly well and truly on as well. And like I've said before, I mean, I love Oscar, but I don't hate Norris, and so it's and they still seem to be going about it the right way.
Who
Those
would you like to win?
Oh.
Now that we've
suddenly
suddenly got a third person
Oscar,
in here.
Oscar by a mile. If you say anyone other than Oscar, it's curtains for you.
I would like Oscar to win, but I will in no way, shape or form now be sad about a Max win. Like, I wouldn't be upset at that.
No. I mean, it's in a way a Max win as Oscar fans, and we're openly Oscar fans. A Max win saves face a little bit.
I think it makes a loss, more.
But you'd still want Oscar to come second, wouldn't you? And but no. I'm not having that. No, Oscar's my man. Oscar's my man.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want Oscar to win. I said in fan frenzy that I thought Lando was going to win, but I'm actually starting to come around. With a couple of tracks coming up, like Mexico, those long straights, I reckon it could be. Max actually could jump them both.
Well, I think, like you said, I think the pace is there in the Red Bull now. Like, Zandvoort, McLaren were untouchable in Zandvoort. And then from that point on, with a 104-point lead, and it's just whittled into nothing. And you're right, the McLaren looks second best.
Even Yuki was in the points.
In a way, it doesn't look second best.
No. Well, the elements of it was third best, wasn't it? Which is not good, and it's
cover your drinks. I'm going to have to nuke these mosquitoes.
It's like the Brawn. It's like the Brawn Championship, isn't it? What was it? The first half of the season.
Yeah, and then Red Bull came
untouchable, and then they just snuck it home at the end of it. So I don't know. But is that more of a McLaren demise? Oh, my God.
There are so many mosquitoes here.
I don't get bitten, so...
I'm not worried about getting bitten. It's the fact they're flying into the drink, which,
you.
Roger, you may as well introduce the American drink.
I didn't want to wreck Tristan's point he was making. But
sorry.
Yeah, so America's drink is, I think we had Miller's Chill last time.
I think we did, yeah.
What else? Do we have anything else with America?
I think we've had a Bud Light.
No, sorry, just Miller Draft. Sorry, Miller Draft. Yeah,
we've had a Bud Light once, but I don't think that was when we were doing this. It was just you had Bud Light.
Oh, I don't think I wouldn't have had Bud Light.
I reckon
before.
you did.
I don't think I've drank a Bud Light before.
I reckon it was one of those real desperado times where you were just like, this will do. The real bottom of the freezer type sort of.
Well, anyway, this one is we've got a whiskey sour going.
Yeah.
We're using a bourbon.
Okay.
Have you had a sour before, Tristan? You
No.
You can have a range of sours.
I've had like one of those craft beers.
Yeah, that's
different. Like the sour
the
thing.
Sour
that's
beer.
probably the extent of a sour experience.
Yeah.
I've had a Pavlova beer. Have you had one of those before?
No. Doesn't sound like a beer to me.
It's actually really good. Like Christmas time, you get those novelty things.
Yeah, right.
And lo and behold,
stop avoiding it. Give it a taste.
Smells alright.
Raw egg white in this one. I'll just say.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a half. Looks like the initial ingredients of a cake. To be honest.
Bourbon, lemon juice.
Oh, that's alright.
Oh, there you go.
That's alright.
Shane?
Yeah, that's alright. Not too bad.
They're usually slightly stronger with the bourbon taste, but I thought because you guys are driving, I'd weaken it off a bit.
It's sort of like the strength of it hits you early, doesn't it? It's not one of those delayed ones. It's just bang, it's in your face. I had a peri-peri burrito for tea, and it reminds me of that. It's just bang.
That sounds good.
Literally, burrito for tea as well.
Knocks you in your face.
And then we're chasing it with a Budweiser.
That's good. I like that. That's good. Well done to you. But look,
one of my favourites.
But it looks nice. This is your theme.
Well, usually
it's visually pleasing.
Well, that's my theme in general, isn't it? Usually, you sort of top it off with some dried orange, but I actually forgot that, or lemon.
Oh, that's...
I forgot that, or some sort of bitters on top, and give it a little love heart or something. But anyway,
I'd like to see that next time.
I'll work on it. Where are we off to next? Mexico. Oh, Corona's easy.
Mexico.
Or margaritas. You won't be able to drive and make margaritas. 'Cause I can't make them weak. Have to be a Corona. So it was a round that the championship needed, I think. But where Max is, like, we laughed about Max being in the championship, I think, last episode. Now I think we can officially say that that's on. That is absolutely
on. It's on.
And yeah, he's still an underdog, which I think is a dangerous Max. I mean, yeah, I think he's still an underdog, but I tell you what, because that car is working so nicely at the moment, it's certainly one to watch.
See, I don't see him as the underdog now. I think the experience is where, and it's the sort of, it'll be a real carefree attitude almost, and you pick that up in his presses when people say, "What's your chance of winning this?" And his response is, "Well, I'm either going to win it or I'm not going to win it. Like I'm not too fast."
Yep.
And I think that'll work in his favour now.
Yep.
Is just the calmness, the carefree attitude. I've already got 4. Does it really matter if I get 5? To him, probably not.
Yep.
But to the other 2 now, just the nerves, and then people start asking questions. If he wins again, we'll start asking questions about.
So there's 5 races left with a couple of sprint races.
Yeah.
You get 8 more points if you win the race rather than come second.
Yeah.
What's 5 8s?
40.
How much is he up by?
Down by 40, isn't he?
40,
yeah. So it's just this is an intriguing number.
That's just the normal
isn't it?
races too. Then you've got the sprint races.
But see, I think I worry that we're paying too much attention to Oscar at the moment because it's only it's 24. It's 24 to
14 to Norris.
14 to Norris. So
24 to 26 to Lando.
So while Oscar is, he needs a win yesterday. Is really when he needs his win, and he absolutely has to win now. But for Lando, he needs to make sure that he is second for as long as physically possible, because the moment that Max overtakes Lando, that's alarm bells, not for Oscar, that's alarm bells for Lando, because they will, for all their mucking around and, managing fairness and points in here and there, eventually, if this starts to get tighter, they will have to make a call. Because it'll be just one of the biggest fumbles of all time if they drop this.
The worst outcome for Oscar would be a DNF next race, and Lando overtaking him in the league. Because Zach will be up and about and just go, that's it.
And that's it. The second that happens, they'll go, right, we're backing you, which will happen. You can really see that happening. So
should they back a driver from here?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, not at all.
Yep, Oscar. Just get Lando to ram.
And it sort of shades of 2010, isn't it? When Red Bull didn't go all in on Mark, and then in the end that worked well because Seb took it. And if they had have gone all in on Mark, they would have lost it to Fernando.
Yep.
So no, you don't back one now with 5 to go. With 5 to go, and then your man's in the lead. And look, you know what? If you're going to back someone, you back your man in the lead because you don't win a title on form. You win it at the end on your points. So you've got a man in front with the most points, so you back him.
And Max is officially, I think, in most betting markets now the favourite.
Absolutely, because that Red Bull is price. So if we go through, the rounds ahead, Mexico, you could tick that off as Max.
I disagree with that.
Really, I think yes with Alan.
Yeah,
with the straight line speed.
I don't think there's enough form to show that it's a tick straight away. I honestly think it's on. It's on for McLaren. Isn't going to continue to disappear. Now I know they're not continuing to develop, but they haven't got it quite right yet.
No, but the Red Bull in high altitude has always worked well.
Yeah,
always worked.
Yeah, well. I'm not going with tick, but anyway, I think it's close. I don't think it can go through and tick cross from here. It just is. There's no point to it yet.
But then you got Brazil.
Max is pretty good at Brazil.
Max is very good at Brazil.
Max territory. Vegas is probably the unknown with that one.
Well, that was a Ferrari win last time. It's very engine dependent. Yep. That rear wing of the Red Bulls, happy days in there. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Vegas. I could see that being an upset of someone else.
Well, the cold is the big turning.
Well, that's where I think it could be someone like George. I think that's really up for anyone. Qatar, I think, is McLaren all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And then Abu Dhabi, I think, is probably Max.
We could have a show-stopping grand final with 3 of them.
Yeah,
last race.
Yeah, I don't think we've got the form guide to be able to predict carefully enough. I think 40 points is a good margin.
Yep. I'm
not in panic stations yet, but he's well and truly in it. I just can't see Oscar staying the way that he is. Is he buying into people asking the question, is he panicking under pressure?
No, because his titles in his other categories have been closer than the points margin in this. He won his F2, he was... Oh, God.
Yeah, but he was second coming in the last.
Coming in the last with that. And I know F2 is a different category.
Yeah, no one really pays any attention
to it. And
you're in,
you're up against the greatest, of this modern era, and it's there. We forget he's in his 3rd season, don't we? And we talk about what Charles did in... when did Charles and Max go head-to-head? 22?
Yep.
When it was Charles' first time to have a go at it, and he failed. Last year was Lando. That was his first time to have a go. Failed it. This is Oscar's first time. I hope he can buck the trend and tick it off.
Yep.
Like we want him to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think so.
I'm not seeing panic yet.
No.
Panic for me is you panic in moments.
Yep.
Not so much being able to gather the car together.
Yep.
It wasn't his weekend, that's for sure. I mean,
No.
he certainly didn't have the pace at any moment through there. And then the fact that they lost all that running through the sprint race, I don't think helped him at all.
Yep. Stella talked about a setup issue because they didn't have the opportunity to set up. So.
Yep. He generally learns and goes from there. Yep. So, yeah. But anyway, he wouldn't want to be able to have too many of those weekends. I think it's just it's the first really where he's been so far off the pace, but. Yeah, we'll have to. It'll be an interesting watch. Let's get on to Max and his fabulous weekend. The sprint race win, convincing.
Almost a Grand Slam.
Yeah, he was convincing through all qualifyings, and then one of the most convincing wins that you would see. Probably one thing that aided his convincing win. I mean, everyone was struggling with tyre temps.
Yeah.
And other than the person out on the front, and as soon as anyone got anywhere near the back of a car this weekend, tyre temps went through the roof, and he just never got that. So he was absolutely a deserving winner, but he was certainly supported by that in terms of he could just sort of tick away as he wanted to tick away.
Charles helped him there in the main race. Charles just by getting in front of Lando, he could just run his own race. Max.
Yep. But yeah, it was a typical Max race. It was a race that he needed to have for the season, just to he's had some good results and shown it. But then this is a proper racetrack. This isn't a street circuit. This isn't an outlier as such. So this is a proper racetrack. I guess maybe slightly different because it was a little bit bumpier. But yeah, it was an impressive showing, wasn't it, from Max? Yuki, on the other hand, how would you rate Yuki's performance?
Well, 7th is pretty good, isn't it? So
did he deserve a penalty for running someone off the track?
I don't know. Probably not.
He didn't get one.
No, he didn't get one. Probably not. I mean,
who was it that tried that? It was a Bortle. Oh no, Behrman.
It was
Behrman.
It was Behrman, and then I think it was one of those ones. God, we've seen it in the past where I think we saw. Did we see it with? We saw it with Max one year where Lewis came out with the Mercedes in the pit, and it was very, very close. Can't remember what year it was. I think it was 21. Lewis comes out in the pits, and it's almost unsafe release, but then Max just aggressively grabs the steering wheel and starts sawing away at it to make it look sort of worse. And then I looked at what Behrman did, and while the move was there, I don't know, just the sudden bailout onto the dirt.
What do you mean? There was no sudden bailout on the dirt. There was no road left.
Yeah, I didn't think that was. I think it looked worse than what it was. Let's say he doesn't throw it to the left across the dirt.
He used the new rules beautifully because he saw Behrman coming.
Yeah.
And so just drove into where he was coming from.
Yeah.
And it was a Max-esque old move where, well, you can hit me if you want, or you can just take to the dirt. For me, it was nowhere near his racing line. It was aggressive, moving under braking. I mean, you usually get a warning for it. I assume he got a warning.
I'm alright with it.
It was aggressive. Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't a penalty. I'd probably be more upset if it was a penalty, to be honest.
Yes, because we're getting a bit soft.
Yeah, we are getting a bit soft, aren't we? If that is and that's why I think Behrman played his part. It just looked visually. It looked worse.
I won't hear that Behrman played any part other than he tried to get an overtake done, and the door was completely shut on him. Yeah. You can't blame Behrman.
Oh no, not blaming him. I just think for those that think a penalty was warranted, I just think visually it looked worse than what it really was.
For me, it's. Do you want to allow for some overtaking or not? If people did that every time someone tried to overtake them,
and it's a penalty.
No. If people did that every time someone tried to overtake you, we're in a world of pain because no one's going to ever get an overtake done.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
in unusual spots because people just throw a car at them, and so for me it was on the edge. What do you reckon, Shane?
I didn't actually really take that much interest in it, to be honest, in that part.
I don't know why. So far down the list.
Yeah, exactly. No, we didn't see much of that stuff. No, the one I'm thinking of, in that double apex corner, it was, touch and go. Touch and go for that.
Yeah, it was, It certainly was. I am torn on it, but I don't like the idea of every time someone wants to get an overtake done and they throw a car at them, you got to go and get out of it. But this is the new rules. You've got to have your front wheels beside their mirror, and
I think Behrman got another track limits thing too for it.
Oh, did he really?
I'm pretty sure he...
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this. Track limits when you're having, like, I look at Lewis the other week, like, he had a mechanical issue and came off. Like, I'm not liking this sudden attachment and policing of track limits when you have got a puncture, you have brake failure and you couldn't control it, and then you've come off because of a mood. Like Behrman wasn't aided by the direction that he took, so therefore, for me, it doesn't fall in the track limits category, because if you're exceeding track limits, you're gaining some sort of advantage somewhere. You don't have to make the pass, and that's fair enough. So I don't like this. Like, it's either a genuine pass or a genuine move which you have gained. But if you're coming off because you've got a lock-up, it's not a track limit.
Someone's driven into your path.
None of it. Because then you might as well start saying, Stroll took out Albon or whatever.
Would Lando get one for the same limit?
Yeah, well, Lando's a bit different. Lando was trying to overtake on the outside.
Yeah.
Ran out of room because he was nowhere near getting out. And instead of hitting the brakes, he just continues on. There's an element, I understand that one, because you're just like, I'll give it a go, and there's nothing to be lost. Whereas if there was a wall there, you'd have to drop back, sit behind the car, and then go and make that move. Yeah. So I don't mind that so much, because Lando was attacking, he was trying to make a move, and he was on the outside. For this one, it just like, I don't know. There was a Yuki Tsunoda that was nowhere near the racing line, dropping it in there for Behrman, and I wouldn't have given him one. But it's an interesting look, because it's come in because people are just driving wide through corners.
That's exactly right.
And we can completely understand that part, can't we? So unless you're just going to let them go wherever they want, and then the racetrack may as well be invisible.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Second was Charles Leclerc. What a race from Charles Leclerc. Started on the softs. Feel free to
third.
Finish third.
Finish third.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Lando finished third.
Yes, he did too. So he had a. Feel free to bring anything from the sprint race in. We're not going to really cover the sprint race, but so he started on the softs. Made him last a long, long time. Was about the only one that was willing to do that, particularly at the top. And then switched across, and it was quite a decent manoeuvre in the end, wasn't it? It worked quite well. The Ferrari probably isn't at the same pace as the McLaren, but Jesus, close.
He did a really good job. And the only silly thing was when him and Lewis sort of fought each other on his pit lap. Probably cost himself another second or two there. But no, he did a great job of holding those on. So holding on to them, and
the strategy worked out. The tyre strategy worked out being the correct one in the end, didn't it? Just the opposite of going a different way.
I guess so.
I think so. I think it did.
Yeah, I saw a few people say that, and I was like, well, he couldn't hold on to it until the end.
McLaren has a tyre advantage anyway in the way that it uses its rubber, and it doesn't wear it as much as the other. So I think that played a part in why Lando was able to get past him quickly. But if you look outside of that, the gains that Lewis made on him and Oscar made on him, and the distance that Max sort of skipped away from him, then it kind of it kind of was for me anyway.
You confident that Ferrari is legitimately now that pace?
No, not at all.
Not yet.
Not at all.
You haven't been the last three races when we've brought it up with you.
I haven't been all year.
I think we've found where they are.
They're nowhere.
They're just behind McLaren at the moment in races like this.
I think this was just one of those outlier weekends where they kind of had a pretty alright weekend, to be quite honest.
Which has been quite common for the last 5.
Not really, no.
Okay, all right. Shane, what about you?
Yeah, I thought Charles was great.
Improved? Ferrari improved?
I shouldn't say he's great. He wasn't that strong in the sprint race. I know we're covering the main race.
Yeah, well, like I said, bring everything in.
No, because there was one part there that they were
10th and 8th in sprint quali, weren't they?
Qualifying is a completely different story.
I know, but I'm just saying that's where
race pace seems to be a whole different story compared to qualifying.
Well, and that's Lewis has improved.
Theme.
Lewis has improved. Like he had Charles in the sprint race, and obviously the different strategies there. In the end, Charles ended up ahead, but I think he's improved. He's got a little bit more comfortable with the car, obviously.
He's almost not finished his last 2 races, by the way, too. He had a slow leak puncture on the way of this one. There brake failure on the other one as well. So he's very fortunate to have finished the last 2 races for me.
Yeah, but both being from decent decent positions when he's dropping back. For me. I mean, I think they're nowhere near the top guys, but they've turned it around in a fairly decent way. I mean, the last thing you want to do... there's a lot of car noise going on out front.
Definitely wasn't an F1 car. It's too loud.
The last thing you want to do is still have absolutely no idea where you're at coming into next season, whereas I think what they've shown us is they understand where they're at. There's no fixing it because they're not developing these cars anymore, but they understand where they're at. They're getting more out of that car than what they did, in particular Lewis is, which I think is probably a little bit of a sigh of relief for the Ferrari crew. But I thought it was a pretty decent race weekend for them. Other than the fact that they can't qualify them quite as well just yet. Lando, I did miss Lando. Lando was second. What did you make of his weekend?
It wasn't really a nothing weekend, but he just did really well. To be honest, it was kind of like George.
Yeah,
did nothing, finished second.
Gained points on the championship leader.
Made minimal mistakes. Pit stops were correct.
Yep.
So just big tick, just second place. A smooth and error-free weekend.
You certainly don't want to be the second person doing a pit stop for McLaren, do you?
No.
Because he picked up another 3.9, wasn't it? And it was it the front right this time?
No. It's been the left, hasn't it, most of the year? I think it was the right this time.
I think it was the right this time, yep.
But someone in that team, or whether it's the same person or different, but they're just getting it wrong. One pit stop a race.
Yeah, and it seems like it's when they're doing a double pit stop, it's the second pit stop usually. But yeah, doesn't seem to be any particular rhyme or reason other than they're not managing to nail them all, which is costing them a little bit at the moment, isn't it?
Windows just seems to be on it now. He seems to have got over his little mental demons, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, there was some changes they made, wasn't there, to suspension setup, wasn't it? Early in the season, sort of mid-season.
Yep.
Oscar wasn't really calling out for it because he was quite happy with
the old car.
Well, he's happy where
setup.
He and Norris were. Yep. I mean, who knows? He might be driving much better with this setup as well, but Norris is driving even more better. But since then, it's like, since that upgrade, they've been on par, or Norris has seemed to have just as many weekends where he's ahead of Oscar, but probably in the last 3 or 4?
Yeah.
He hasn't quite seen himself just now.
No, and this was the Oscar of round one in his first race sort of thing. He was 20-something seconds behind. He wasn't held up by anyone. He was just slow.
Yeah.
Just slow that I'm going. It's my dud of the day.
Ooh.
Well, dud of the weekend, I mean, he didn't have to make that sudden... I mean, I know Nico hit him in the sprint race, but he could have made other decisions. I thought he did do a pretty harsh cutback.
Did you?
I think he braked way early.
Yeah.
So anyway,
do you think he changed tack though? Do you think it was like, I'm just gonna, what was it, over under him? He was gonna go for the over. Knew that space was going to run out. I mean, Max and Lando would have driven off the track in that moment. This is the start of the sprint race, Tristan. He would have they would have continued around the outside and just argued that they weren't given any room. And it's a first corner incident where you get away with everything. It's first corner incident, just ask Fernando Alonso. I think he went for the pretend to go over but cut under them.
But just forgot there's the rest of the
field. Yeah, I know. But I mean... I think you should be awarded some sort of space, and they all have brake pedals. Like, there's an element of... Yeah.
You could forgive him for not expecting a Sauber to be alongside a McLaren into the run of turn one. Like, he probably thought, and I think, what would I have thought? That
it mightn't have been a Sauber, but it should have been another car.
No, but he probably looked at that and thought, right, I've got a Sauber behind me, and then I've got an Aston behind him. So the chances of me getting off the line here are pretty high, and the chances of them keeping up with me are pretty low. But then they did keep up with him. And it just was one of those things, wasn't it? I liked the move. I honestly did.
Yeah, I was the same. I didn't mind the move.
I didn't mind that he's thinking, right, I'm going to do something different here and throw it down the inside. Yeah. Otherwise, it does become processional. So
otherwise everyone goes through and can't change lines, and then,
And I tell you what, he makes it, and he is applauded for making the move. It's very much like Max, isn't it? You pull the move off, you're a hero. You don't quite do it, you're an absolute spud.
Yep.
But what he did pull off was actually taking out Lando at the same time.
And
so
that was
thank God he did that.
That was important for the championship.
And maybe that was his idea all along. He's like, well, I'm not scoring anyway, so neither are you.
No, I mean, it was just pure bad luck for Lando. But there's another 7 or 8 points. Lando would have been closer.
Cockroach.
Yeah, cockroach. How'd that get in there?
That's impressive.
Anyway, so no, he was off it all weekend.
Yeah.
Every practice session.
Yeah, I think practice he was half a second down, and then he pulled out 2/10 in the final sector alone in practice before sprint quali. So, but yeah, he definitely was off it, which, it's disappointing.
Yep.
It's
Sector 1 and 2, or especially Sector 1, he seemed to really struggle.
Yeah, you particularly Sector 1, but Sector 1 and 2. The third one he seemed a bit happier, but you're just wanting and crossing all fingers that he can get a decent run at Mexico and just find a little bit of that form, and doesn't necessarily need to come out and dominate. Just needs to be on par, I think, is the first step, and then I think you'll find it will come back. But they've obviously got some work to do, haven't they?
Yeah,
I don't think there was too many answers for McLaren. No. He wasn't sure where he needed to improve, and they thought it was going to be a little bit challenging to find that out between now and then. So it'll be an interesting little watch for him, and be a good test for his character. I love saying this all the time. You've got to be in a championship battle to understand how to handle the championship battle, and this is his first one. Lando's been in one already, so it'll be. Hopefully, that's not what the issue is, and he'll be right to come through. After them, I've lost me a running order of.
So then we had George. Was it like
in the
6th spot?
Yep, the nowhere man, George Russell. Mercedes were nowhere really. They weren't really competitive. But once again, I mean, after in this stage, you just saw all drivers just big gaps developed, didn't you, from that overheating tyre issue. So, but I sort of thought maybe he might come at Oscar a little bit, but
he just stayed that 3 seconds behind, basically.
Yep, couldn't really get the job done.
Yep.
Kimi Antonelli.
Well, he got taken out by Carlos, didn't he?
Well, he did,
in a major way. That was a big hit.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a big hit, and he was having an okay-looking race.
I thought he was all right again this week. He was right in there.
George,
Absolutely was. He was right in there and doing really well. So he's had a couple of really good rounds despite the incident here. I think Carlos's 5-second penalty is fair too. Probably thought that was a move that was sort of wasn't really on, was it?
So what is it? What's he ended up with?
So he's ended up with a 5-second penalty. A 5-place grid penalty. For Mexico on the weekend, which I think was fair enough. It was very different to the Behrman one. He was never ahead and only marginally alongside. And
I'm not sure what he was expecting out of it.
No, me neither.
Was he expecting for Kimi to see him and just not turn in?
Yeah, he came from probably just fractionally too far back with that one. So
came in far too hot. Who was after that?
And George was great in the sprint race. Second,
yeah,
in
George
the
was
sprint
really
race.
Didn't quite see the same through the race. So
had a dive down.
You,
both ran wide.
He obviously benefited from the first
crash,
corner of that sprint race. Yep. Who's next?
Then we had Yuki, which we've talked about. Nico in 8th. You got
points is a tick.
Points a tick. That's
when his teammates winning the race by such a distance. His 7th is a tick.
Been consistent on that all year. Yuki,
I understand that, but you're not changing that at all.
No, points tick.
Okay,
that's more points than usual. So
fail, massive fail.
Points tick,
huge fail.
And then we had Nico.
It was great. Nice to see him back there. Has been pointless. Since his podium. So it was nice to see him back there too. And I think it's probably more track dependent with the car as well. So that lent in his favour.
Real hangover from that podium.
Very much. But you know what? Understandable because he waited that bloody long to get it. So why not celebrate it for that long?
Yep.
Yes, no, I like that too.
Portoletto.
He was way down.
Yeah, struggled. It was very much a rookie weekend for Portoletto. Just there, he
was 18th and a lap down.
Yeah, not great. Hajar had a shocker with him as well too. I think probably they had real rookie weekends, both of those boys.
Yeah, Hajar had a few little moments where you're just
furious at himself for coming off in quali.
Yep. But there was also a couple of moves. I think did he get a penalty at one point in time agile through the race, and there was a few other little moves you're just like, oh, yeah. You remember the lack of experience. A rookie that didn't struggle from experience was Behrman.
That's what he had
stellar
weekend.
weekend.
It seems to be the way, doesn't it? When Haas excel, the others drop off, and vice versa too. So you can see the difference in both the car setups there, can't you?
Yep. Ocon, 15th. Absolutely pants by him.
Yeah, that's
a bit of a nowhere man at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we using the whiteboard tonight? Because you said yes last week.
And then we didn't get to
it. So I'm going to go early. Are you going to use the whiteboard?
Possibly.
Can you use the whiteboard? Is this an opportunity to use the whiteboard now?
Well, so I'm looking at your whiteboard now, and there's one person there that you've got in cheese. That guy's good. That needs to disappear recently.
We'll have a little review.
Okay.
We'll have a little review. All right.
Fernando was in 10th. Your man Tristan.
That's good.
Is it?
No, not really. But
we only just held off Stroll.
That's not hard when you're bulldozing cars around turn 1. It's easy to hold someone off who's doing that.
He was looking slightly better than 10th, wasn't he?
He was, and then he got collected in the sprint, and then it's said Stroll was too busy bulldozing people, so that's fine. So I'm all right with that. I'll give him a pass mark. Man could not turn up, and I'll still give him a pass mark. Let's be honest.
We've seen that.
He could retire round 1. I'll give him 3 votes.
Liam 11th.
Yeah, no, he had a shocker. I thought he was poor this weekend too.
Liam Lawson.
Yeah, I didn't think he was
most
great.
of the fields had a shocker for you.
They generally have, to be honest. They generally have.
He ended up just outside the point.
No, I didn't think it was great. They've had 2 really, really good rounds, and now they've dropped back again.
All right.
Liam Lawson did finish 9th as well in the sprint. Just missed the points in the sprint.
Well, he just missed in both, hasn't he? Yep. All right. Well, let's do some leapfrogging. Unless there's somebody else you want to mention. I want to mention Colapinto.
Do you?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's pantsed.
Colapinto. I thought his end move when he was told to hold station and overtook his teammate because his teammate was running so slowly and would have got beaten by Bortoletto himself. I actually thought it was a good ballsy move from the man. It was a good move. He was told not to. I liked it a lot. I was Colapinto, well done.
Wowee, how many of those drinks have you had?
What's wrong?
He's been awful. He'll be signed.
He'll
be signed next year too, which makes it even worse.
Don't get me wrong.
I know I'm not getting you wrong.
The man has been awful.
Has been awful.
But I'm going to give him some credit for that little moment. In fact, he's my hero.
Stop it!
Yeah, I'm telling you, I loved it.
But when you say he's been awful, he's beaten Pierre again.
Yeah.
Again,
and there's been a few now.
There's been a couple. I don't think he outqualified him.
No.
But he outqualified Pierre in the last 2 races, and then obviously Pierre was struggling big time.
Yeah. I mean the Alpine team. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. They're coming up. So anyway,
and we just have to give a shout out for Williams for the 3rd place in the sprint race.
Yep, that's good. I'm okay with that.
It was a solid
and
result.
3rd and 6th in the sprint race.
Yep, and then we won't talk about the race part because that wasn't so good.
They go in the main play.
Thinkers.
What did you say to him yesterday? Why do you not like Williams so much? That's why.
Why? Which bit?
They're no good.
Performance was fine. It was the driving that let them down this weekend.
Yeah, we'll find out in F1 1.5 to see if they're no good.
Thanks very much to All Signs. Let's go to 3, 2, and 1. Thanks to All Signs. Who were your 3, 2, and 1 this week?
My 3 goes to Max because it was a performance of old and almost another Grand Slam as well. So he was electric across the weekend.
Yep. Okay. Kimi stole his Grand Slam.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Which is rude. Rude. No,
good.
and look, honestly, probably Lando too, and then I'll probably give Charles 3. Charles 1 to be honest, because like I said, outside of that, not much to write home about.
Okay. You weren't inspired. I'm surprised you gave this race such a high score when you...
it was good racing, but there was probably more focus at the pointy end.
What are you, Shane?
I'm going to go the 3 to Max.
Yep.
I'm going to go 2 to Charles. I'm going to go 1 to Nico.
2 to Charles?
Yeah.
And 1 to Nico Hülkenberg?
Yep.
Okay. What reason for Nico?
Oh, well, he bounced back. Like, he copped a little bit from Zach and things like that. But, he moved up a few places in the race, so...
Did you put much blame on Nico for that sprint race first corner?
I think it's just one of those racing incidents.
Yeah,
anyway, he he threw it in there, but it was he wasn't expecting Oscar to go that sharp.
No. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Racing Instant, I think, is the right call. 3 to Max as well, I'm with you. 2 to Charles Leclerc. I agree with that one. I thought he drove really, really well. I thought it was a fine performance. And I'm going to go 1.2 Behrman. Once again, that Haas doesn't really seem like it should be there, but yeah, he's driving it really nicely at the moment. And he would have been...
You question my Nico, yet Behrman actually lost a place in the race, did he?
If you didn't interrupt me so much...
Sorry.
He probably would have finished ahead of Yuki. He was on track to get ahead of Yuki, which would have been a 7th. And then Yuki shut the door, so... Yeah, I'm going with that one. Who's your dud of the day?
Dud of the day? Jeez.
I'll take one. While you're thinking, I'm taking
one.
I was interested, like, everyone knows my love for Ted. I'm even listening to his to his book at the moment as an audio book.
Okay.
And it's a stellar listen, just little insights into his world and his job.
Yep.
But, yeah, he's been quite painful on the Lando Oscar thing at the moment.
Correct.
This business of them he's turned into a real gossip queen, which I know it's somewhat his job, but then when he gets together with Karoon and he gets together with Crofty, they seem like a couple of old fuddy-duddies, all at the corner store, just like, what's the reprimand going to be for Lando? And then it's, Oscar's made a big mistake here. He's so erratic and he's struggling with the pressure. And it's just like, come on. There has to be some element of not being so biased. I mean, we on here are not going to world feed where we're delivering a service to everybody. He has to just back it off just a little bit.
Probably should be.
We should be. But we're fairly open in fact that we see it the way we see it. But whereas he has to sort of tone it back a little bit. So he's close, but my big one is Alpine. Alpine to tell Franco that he holds station. Don't overtake your teammate.
Oh, well, yeah.
Don't overtake your teammate. Why on earth would you not overtake your teammate when there's somebody coming for you? But why would you not overtake your teammate when you're running 17th and 18th anyway?
No.
Go and find something out.
That's probably their argument, though. Like, there's nothing to be gained either way.
Yeah, so let him go and do some racing against a teammate.
Well,
find out
that's
something
what I
about
can't
him.
agree with there, because no points is no points.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So go and get it. Go and do something. Yeah. Like, it's just baffling. And his teammate was obviously so slow. Why are you trying to park him there? It was just, for me, it looked like they wanted to lose face. I don't think Colapinto will be re-signed. You think he definitely will be re-signed?
I am almost... God... I've got a social media post ready to go. That's how confident I am that he will be announced.
Yeah, and so, but we'll have to wait and see. But for me, it was just, it's everything that's wrong with Alpine at the moment is them telling them to hold station in that position.
Yep.
Grow up and just, actually, no, you know what? Just piss off out of the sport. Sell it off and find somebody else. So, yeah, Alpine for me. Shane?
Well, I think I mentioned Oscar earlier. Otherwise, look, Pierre has struggled recently, so yeah.
I don't know if you can blame Pierre though because of how badly that car is, but yeah, I'm with you. Yep.
But I think we want to hate Franco because he took Jack's seat so
much. There's an element of that, but I'm giving him the hero of the day. What was it?
Hero of the hour.
Hero of the hour. Yeah, I'm giving him hero of the hour because I like that. I want to see that from him.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen anything since he's taken over from Jack. We've seen zero from him.
Yep.
And so, hey, I want to see something.
Fair. My dad goes to the repercussions comments from McLaren.
Oh, good.
Around that. Because last round we said this is all fair and, this is racing and this is how it is. And then we've come out the following round and said, no, there are repercussions for things like this. So then that tells me that if you're going to have repercussions for your behaviour and your actions, then your actions and your behaviour in the first place probably were incorrect. So
maybe the repercussion was they turned Oscar's engine down.
If we're okay with it and it was a move, then what am I getting in trouble for? So, yeah, it's around that. And it's just another example. It's another chapter in the book titled Why McLaren Just Continually Confuses.
What do you think the repercussions are?
I don't even know. What's he going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing.
There was a question. Is it choosing of qualifying order as you come out?
That's pathetic. It's pathetic. That's,
hang on. So
it's PR pathetic show and fact.
Would that be a reasonable penalty for what happened in Singapore?
No.
Should there be a penalty for what happened in Singapore?
Well, really, no, because we said in Singapore it was fine. So this is then if it's fine.
I find it bizarre that
what are their repercussions for?
That they threw anything at them.
And this is again, it's a perfect example of McLaren. I'm not quite sure what they're doing at the moment. It's just If in house you said it was okay, and then afterwards you decide it's not, well, maybe just be quiet and don't tell me that's not okay, because now I'm more confused and more frustrated as a McLaren fan.
I'm with you. Mm.
Hero of the hour. I've got so many hero of the hours.
Oh, it didn't sound like in your race rundown.
I've got so many. No, race rundown. There wasn't much out of the top 5. There was not much else going on.
Don't steal my hero.
Well, you go first then, because I've got lots. I've only got one. You go.
I actually thought the kid that did the national... I don't watch the national anthem
very
often. He was great.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
I liked it.
The crowd loved it. The drivers and just the locals that were close by at the time were like, wow, that was a great version.
I am all in on national anthems. I love national anthems.
He did a great job.
I enjoyed watching it. Because I don't usually watch the national anthem.
It's
usually one of the things I just fast forward through, because at 5 a.m. and I've woken up excited. I've woken up through the night a few times. I just want to go and watch the race. Because it was all live, I could just watch it. And I was like, it was really good.
I will openly miss a grid walk and then ensure that I've tuned in for the national anthem.
What was, just to highlight the conversation, what was your thoughts on the grid walk this week, where he walked around with movie star Glenn Powell, and they did an educational talk?
It's becoming... I'm enjoying it less and less, to be quite honest.
It was an education walk instead of the grid walk.
It's lost its
flavour.
For
the American audience who don't know enough about Formula One, which is fine. Just don't put it on the international feed.
But that's the thing. They also have 2 hours of coverage beforehand, which they do educational stuff.
And I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I quite like going back into that mode of, this is what this is about, because I was that person wondering what all those things were. But just don't do it on the national feed. Yeah, and I thought they did a good job of it. But it's just Anyway.
All right. My heroes of the hour, first of all of the special liveries, because everyone just hit a 10 for me. They were phenomenal. And as I said to you earlier...
Which one was special?
All of them were special.
Which one?
The V-Carb... Oh, no, sorry. The Alpine wasn't great. It was just a bit of yellow. But I still liked it. It worked. It still worked.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It looked out of place.
No,
it looked
didn't.
Like it was
still
slept
worked.
on.
It was like, It's got some
into a
yellow.
wall that was still wet.
It reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where what's Mr. Burns' assistant name?
Smithers.
Where Smithers buys the Barbie. It's like, but she comes with a hat. It was like that. That's what it reminded me of. But it worked. It was great. I liked it. It was good. That's why Franco had to finish ahead, because that's his sponsor. So that's why Franco had to finish ahead. I thought the Aston Martins was good. A cheeky nod to Adrian Newey's handwritten notes, allegedly, is what was on all of it. So if you can understand Adrian Newey's language, he probably was telling you what they're doing next year.
There you go.
I thought the Williams was fantastic. And I love that they dropped it at what I thought was Montoya's home and then revealed it there. That was great. I actually really liked the McLaren and the Gemini with the white. I thought that was good. The V-Carb was brilliant. And the Haas was unreal as well.
Okay.
I thought they were all good. Thank God Ferrari didn't do anything. Because they would have stuffed it on. They would have ruined everything on it.
They could have done a special one and taken the white off.
Oh, they could have just made it, scratched a fleck of red off me. Like, look what we've done. Which is absolutely nothing. And also, can I say that the visual of the broadcast this weekend was unreal. It was the flyover cams. It was just all the camera angles. It was really spectacular to watch. That shot of them coming over the hill with the flag in the background is just awesome. Visually, as a spectacle on TV, the Circuit of the Americas they do such a good job. Notice how we didn't flick to any girlfriends and wives this weekend? Awesome.
It's nice
awesome.
They took it on board.
Awesome. And I bet you if Carlos Sainz hadn't have said it, they wouldn't have bothered. So now the driver said it. But I just thought they were great. Both of them were really, really good. Okay. Really good.
Did we stick with the Lando Charles battle for too long?
Yeah, look, we probably did, to be quite honest.
There wasn't a lot more to go to
no,
in there.
but you could have flicked through, and I'm sure you would have found something. But yes, like I would have liked to have known what Max was doing. Yes, I know he was fully.
There was nothing to see, Max.
I know, but it's still. I still want to see what he's doing. I
still want that moment you could flick to Lando's girlfriend. Maybe that would have been okay.
And see, when you've got and when you've got like Lando and Charles battling out, and they're just sitting behind each other, you could argue that that's exactly the same thing as Max just disappearing down the road. So
and that's for me. It was like we were watching them just not attack each other for far too long.
Just like two homeless people fighting it out. It just was taking forever.
Do you think that these people, the cars down the back, deserve just a little, like when there's a couple of cars running close, just like instead of just showing those two the whole time.
I'd love to see them.
I think there should be. It would be great to see like a percentage of the broadcast where you have to have X amount of airtime, just whether it be 5 minutes each or 2 minutes each per car, just so we can see what everyone's doing. And just a reminder of, actually they're doing all right.
Unless they both go ahead in the first
corner. That's exactly right.
But although they get a bit of coverage at that stage. They do get a bit of
coverage. Great. And how was the slow-mo too? I love that slow-mo camera. Bang, up in the air. It was a visual spectacle. I thought it was great.
You got more heroes?
No, that's it. That's all. I thought I'd go to. The whiteboard's out. I'm keen for the whiteboard.
F1.5.
F1.5.
The greatest championship there is.
You've got
he's adjusting the whiteboard so we can't actually go back and look at it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. You've caught me.
I'm underlining my changes.
Okay, all right, good. All right, let's get into it. F1.5, 5 to go. Title battle is still on here in F1.5. I'm just saying that.
I can't wait to see which order you're going to do it in.
I'm going to do it in my same order as I always do. Random.
No order.
Random. And then 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. And then you'll get confused and I'll remind you of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then we'll jog on, which is great. I get a lot of good feedback on the order. Lots of people get in touch with me and say, hey, I'm having a terrible day, but I just listened to F1.5.
You asked me for evidence. You show me the evidence of that.
Of what?
I heard the feedback was probably make the fastest lap 10 points.
My phone's flat, so I can't show you. Sorry. All right, Colapinto, your man, forever your man. 41 points for Colapinto, 170 for Liam Lawson, 107 for Bortoletto. Hulk takes the win this round, and he's on 174 points. We've got Gasly on 135. You've got Stroll 129, Ocon 160, Sainz 173, and then in 4th place, believe it or not, he's Ollie Behrman on an absolute hot streak of 10, 10, 18, 18. So that's incredible. So he's making his run right at the correct time. 177 points for him. So he's just in front of Sainz now, who's been dislodged from 4th place. And then in 3rd is the great man hanging on. 192 for Fernando. 2nd place is Isaac Hadjar. His hot streak has come to an end. So finished the last 3 rounds, 15, 15, 12, but now a 4 this weekend. Is it Isaac or is it Isaac?
Yeah, I've always gone for Isaac.
I've heard a lot of people say Isaac. Anyway, and Alex Albon is a hat-trick of 8 pointers. So he's on 286 points, leading all comers. And if my math serves me correctly, he's a 53-point lead, which 5 to go. I mean, if we're saying Max is on, well then...
Are you counting sprint races in that?
No, great question. No, it's not. But our fastest lap this week goes to Gabriel Bortoletto.
So he's now taking the lead.
6 points. I've been counting fastest. I said that from day one. And again, got a lot of positive feedback about that. So
yeah, you just make it up.
Thanks to those people. Anyway.
Alex would have picked up a few points in the... Actually, Alex would have got the 2nd place in...
But, unfortunately...
In the sprint race.
Unfortunately, we don't count sprints. So that's how it is. That's F1.5.
There you go.
For the
was once the greatest championship that told us all sorts of things about the championship that we needed to know.
Well, that's when
it's lost its way a little bit.
The championship was ordinary, and now we've
lost its way a little bit.
No, it hasn't lost its sparkle. That's why we've introduced the fastest lap, because it's given a real kick in the right direction.
How did that go for Formula One? They got rid of that pretty quick, didn't they? As they got rid of it, you brought it in.
No.
All right, I'm gonna unveil
whiteboard.
A little bit of new work on the whiteboard.
We really should be YouTubing this live stream.
It should be, shouldn't it? Particularly with this high scale.
I'm not sure why you didn't consult us either.
Top shelf. Top shelf. Well, no, this is my consultancy. This is what I'm going with.
Okay.
I'm willing to have a mind changed. So
Okay.
top shelf. We'll start with top shelf.
Okay.
Already in there, I had Max Charles. I always love saying Charles.
Me too. See, I've been talking to Huxley about drivers and numbers, and I'm like, oh, there's Charles. And he's like, Charlotte? Is that a girl?
No, everyone's calling Charles.
Yeah,
but
no,
Charles.
He's like, no.
Oscar.
Yep.
And I've added Lando. I hadn't had Lando on there. He hasn't moved from anywhere.
Well,
I just hadn't had him on there. I couldn't decide where he should fit.
Look, you've done the entire field, have you?
No, not yet. No, there's some consultancy on there for some others. Okay, second tier at the moment, Lewis and George. And I reckon it's actually a little bit tough on George at the moment.
Absolutely.
I think it's a little tough on George. And George is one that I think can nearly step into the top shelf from the second tier.
I agree. I reckon that George needs to replace Charles.
Charles.
No,
Sorry,
they're on a par for me.
Yeah,
Monaco.
For me, I still think Charles is a little higher.
Okay.
A little bit. George is a little bit hit and miss, but it's hard to tell, isn't it? Is it the Mercedes behind him? But yeah. So second tier, we've still got Lewis and George, and I think Lewis is probably a little lucky to be there, but you don't knock out 7-time world champion. That's a little bit rude, isn't it? 7-time world champion. Too quickly.
He is
too
a
quickly.
World champion.
Yeah, no.
He could be a 6-time world champion. If Felipe gets his way.
Well, yeah,
will be.
Geez, that guy's good, which is nearly one of my favourite categories. I've added Alonso in there, which is a bit of an obvious statement, yeah. But he is very good. He just reminds us. This is the category for drivers that remind us every now and then how good they can be. Now, I know Shane's disappointed one in here, I think.
Is he?
Alonso, Gasly, and Hulkenberg.
See, I think Gasly needs to come out of there.
Which is exactly what Shane's going to tell me. Tell me more.
Well, he's not that good.
You were... thank you. And what's he driving at the moment?
Well, the worst thing in the world, but he was really that good, still driving the worst thing in the world. So that it's... Yeah.
He just, every now and then, he'll pull out a result where you're like, oh, he should not pull that result out.
And yet, I'm going to interject here that he got beat. Your bottom of the barrel is Franco, and he got beaten by the bottom of the barrel.
That's right.
This week.
Regularly.
That's right.
No,
in that
recently.
segment break, you just purchased merchandise of Franco Colapinto, and you've put him at bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, no. So Franco is without doubt bottom of the barrel. I'm not on a Franco bandwagon. Don't get me wrong. I just like that he ignored team orders and went and made an overtake. Oh. Now, look, you cannot read into what Alpine's doing at the moment because they've completely given up on this car. And they have absolutely called it curtains. And so I'm not removing him just yet. Because that car is not a racing car. And so that's why it's for the person that pops up. Is there anyone else that you think every now and then pops up and shows you how good they are? And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Geez, that guy's good. Hulkenberg, I think, fits that category nicely.
I would argue that
Alonso fits that category really nicely.
Yeah.
Who else?
I think Hadjar belongs in there.
You'll see where Hadjar is, and I'll get to why he's there in a minute. Is there anyone else?
Well, see, Bortoletto has been almost better than... Hulkenberg's had his podium and then disappeared for a while.
You'll see where he is.
I can see.
You'll see. Yeah.
We can see the whiteboard.
I can see the whiteboard.
Yeah. So the reason Hadjar, Bortoletto, Behrman aren't in there just yet is because they're in the going to be somebody category, which is a new category this week.
I feel like they're there based solely on the title you've written.
Going to be somebody, okay? Which is really important because they need to prove it more regularly. You can't chuck somebody into, geez, they're good, because that's a high category.
But then
geez, they're good after one season. Yeah, of course they're going to surprise us with how good they are because they're rookies. We don't know how good they are. So I'm putting them in the they're going to make it pretty much category as rookies. Hence the name going to be someone.
I just feel like their default there because of your title. Like if your title has been a world champion.
Sorry. Is Franco Colapinto in there? No, he's not. And he's a rookie. He's not in there.
That's what I'm saying. There's no one.
They're not going to be any good.
There's no one other than rookies in your title going to be someone.
Yeah, because everyone else we know about. They're the ones that I know they're going to be good.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to be good.
They're there by default.
And I just looking at the bottom of the barrel, Franco, it was so funny last year that I bagged out his progress and I got laughed at by some people on this panel.
Why is Lance in a Pretenders? Like, why is he not down there with Franco?
Well, Lance's probably should be up in the top shelf.
Well, the problem with Lance is every now and then...
When?
Every now and then, he's not the worst in the world.
Isn't he still beating...
He's probably
no, he's not.
He's not that far behind Alonso at different times. And so, it's like, he's there, he's a pretender. He's not a racing driver. Lawson's not a racing driver. I've got him in a pretender. Even though he's had a more consistent season, he's a pretender. He's not going to make it. Ocon is a pretender. He's not going to make it to the top shelf. And Yuki is a pretender. He's not going to make it. And that's maybe a little harsh. And then I've got them. Right, this is where I need. So you haven't convinced me of anything so far, lads, but thank you for trying. I'm a bit lost. And I
think we were going to...
I'm happy to create a new category, but I'm a bit lost on the Williams boys. I'm a bit lost on the Williams boys. If you look at my categories...
Are you?
If you look at my categories...
Your categories could be thought they were right, but are still actually not.
Well, I've always sort of said that
you've always been a doubter of Carlos.
Carlos, yes.
Tell me more.
No, he just... Yeah, I don't know.
Is he...
He's probably one of those ones you said, like Lance, that suddenly he just pops up with a couple of good results and then goes silly for a little while and then...
See, when he's taken a long time to get his pace back this year, in a Williams which is showing a little bit of pace here and there...
And he's taken
better
a little
as
time,
the season's gone on. Now as the season's gone on, he's gotten better. He just started making some mistakes.
See,
which is costing him big time because I think he could actually be picking up some really great results.
So you could have
in Ferrari, his last Ferrari season was you'd have him as geez, that guy's good or second tier nearly.
No, you'd have him as geez, that guy good in the Ferrari. You could put the Williams boys as just happy to be here. To be honest.
We can't actually ask you because you're so lost in bias.
So let's go.
But you're so biased.
But let's look at Alex, right? Alex is not
Albon.
Alex is not top shelf.
No.
He's not second shelf. He's not gee, that guy's good.
Oh, see I think he is. Geez, that guy's good.
I don't think he is there. He's not going to be someone. He's not a pretender. He's not a bottom of the barrel. So he's just, for me, he's happy to be there.
Shane?
Yeah.
Where do you belong at the moment? Albon.
So I would put Sainz in.
Albon.
Gee, that guy's good.
You would?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
No, see, well,
so for me as well,
Albon's been better than him for most of the season.
But I think just career-wise as well, right? Because you got Sainz in his Ferrari days was brilliant. His McLaren days was still very, very good in the McLaren days. And then he's the one who is scoring podiums now in the Williams. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And is a Ferrari race winner. A multiple winner for Ferrari.
All right, I think you've convinced me, which is on a Williams man. You've put him on a high category.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's where he belongs. Okay. But Alex on the other hand, he's just, if it's category based,
this is interesting. We're finding out where he's where his hatred actually lies.
Just happy to be here.
Okay,
he's just happy to be here.
It's Alex. It's not so much a Williams hatred, maybe an Alex hatred.
I'm not an Alex fan at all.
Really?
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm just not.
His consistency this year has been superb in a Williams.
Yeah. I'm just, but I'm also I'm also not a Ferrari fan. I'm just not a Ferrari fan.
What's that got to do with?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's just.
So do you think if you had Alex in the Ferrari the years that Carlos had it?
No, I don't think
he would have had better results.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
I'm still a bit lost on him. I can't quite make up my mind.
Where's Kimi?
Kimi's not there.
I'm not convinced on Kimi's going to be someone either.
Okay.
I'm not convinced he's a pretender yet.
Well, you could put Kimi and Alex in the just happy to be here category, couldn't you?
I would rate Alex so much higher than Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
So much higher than Kimi Antonelli.
Are we being, we've sort of pumped up Isaac?
Isaac.
But he's only comparing against...
Kimi has had a stinking season. It has been a shocker in a car that has some qualities which could be dragged out. I just haven't seen anything that should say that he should be in that team at the moment. I haven't been convinced. Have you?
He's shown glimpses, but he's got to be more consistent.
Yeah. I think if they had have handled him slightly differently, and put him into a no-pressure team, we might have seen a different Kimi. But I'm willing to hold on him. I'm not willing to put him in pretenders category just yet. I'm not willing to put him in he's going to be somebody yet, because I'm not convinced he's going to be somebody just yet.
If he doesn't improve next year, is that it? Do you reckon he's done?
Possibly. If he continues to make the mistakes he's made this year, it's not like we're seeing blistering pace from him either at the moment. Like every now and then you see something from George, which nearly puts George in that top tier category. Every now and then you see something from George, and you're like, oh, that is impressive. Yes. Fantasy. Let's get into fantasy. That was the whiteboard. I don't know if the whiteboard's working as a podcast medium. We might need a photo. We'll get it online or something. I'm not sure. Like you said, we probably. Oh, pardon me. Like we say, we might need a YouTube this one. Fantasy.
I
don't know if we want to talk about this, do we?
Now we do.
I haven't even looked, but then I just know how bad it was.
It could be. We'll go through fantasy. Thanks to Chris at Dr. Auto Art. But fellas, you need to let me know, because I think there is some controversy around fantasy this week.
Oh, fantastic.
And, real controversy around fantasy this week. So I'll let you know at the end. I think you'll be in agreement with me here.
Just let me know. Have I broken a rule that I'm not aware of?
Surprisingly, you're not involved in it.
Excellent.
So there. Otherwise, it would have been the opening segment. You know that. Thanks to Chris at Dr. Auto Art for all of his fantastic sponsorship of our fantasy this year. It is National Apple Day today.
National
Apple Day. So if you know anyone that enjoys the crunch of a crispy apple, then get on to Chris at Dr. Auto Art for some fantastic motorsport. He has done some MotoGP work this weekend as well.
I love it.
It looks good. Loves his NASCAR work. But our top 3 finishers will be taking home one of Chris's fantastic prizes at the end of the season. Thank you to Chris. Get around his Facebook, Instagram, Redbubble, subscribe to his email, and get on some of those fantastic motorsports artwork. Still waiting on the Alex Albon 5th place. I'm sure that's in the works. Probably hunting down some gold spray paint or something like that to go with it. It's also an International Day of the Nacho as well. Appropriate for coming to Mexico. That's a shame it's not next Monday. That would have worked in really nicely. It's National Reptile Awareness Day, so please be aware.
Jeez, I love a nacho.
Please be aware of your reptiles as well. That's what I'm saying. A burrito for tea and GYG. It was very good. All right. Oh, boy. Now, I was having a great Saturday because you were having a shocking fantasy, and then you turned it around. So it wasn't as exciting as what I thought it was. But our team rankings for the United States Grand Prix, our top 10 look like this. And oh, my God, just apologies to anyone who I will read out, especially
because there's some unusual names that you don't usually announce.
It's usual business as usual. We know he's coming back. So it's Gavin D'Souza, 44th gear, that has taken out first place on 263. Erkan Bullock-Bassi.
I think you've done actually.
I think I've done it right there. I think I've done it right there. Yeah. In second place on 244. Inimfon Udak.
I'm confident with Udak. Yep.
Wow.
Please get in touch with us.
Have not done well there.
And phonetically send us your name, please. And where you're from, and where your name
and just
origins are
something
from.
Around it. Yeah. In third place on 236. Aaron Rodgers in fourth on 232. Gavin Fenner on 216. It's Stuart Massey, no relation to Michael, on 216 in 5. Mark Lynch in 7th place on 208. Robert Santos, Simon Lang, Dean Holt, here are our usual comers, and David Rojas round out the top 10 on 201 and 194 points respectively. It was Saturday morning, and I was on -3, and I wasn't feeling great about myself. And I've finished 40th place on 78 points.
What an embarrassment.
Which is not great, but I tell you what I was feeling good about on Saturday morning, which was your score, mate, which was a -43. I don't think I've ever done a cartwheel as successfully as what I was doing in my lounge room that morning when I read that. I wish I'd have filmed it so you could see it. But yeah,
so why did I have all those?
Because you had -7 for Hulk, -3 for Hadjar, -19 for Fernando. You went the triple on our boy Oscar, and he said, no, not today. And he gave you minus 100. Sorry, he gave you minus 42.
I had everyone involved in the first corner incident, other than Lando.
And then McLaren went and said, "No, we're both leaving this sprint," and they went minus 15. And then for some reason, Alex was your hero of the day with 16 of the most measly points you can come through with.
Well, you used your triple and you got 72 points.
Yeah.
And that was funny, but remember I got bagged for using one of my ones on
it was a sprint. It was a sprint race weekend. If you went well, it was going to be great. Unfortunately, you didn't go so well.
That's exactly right. How did you go, Shane?
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, hang on. Are you pop it up?
53.
53. Oh, dear. Where did you finish, mate? I think you're right down the 70s.
52nd, I was.
52nd or something like that.
That makes me feel better. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Tristan, and I saw Sam in this. Oh, have I seen Sam?
He'd be a long way back, I imagine. It must be if you're making those noises.
Yes, we have 63 people in the comp.
Yep.
He was 62nd with 15 points.
So only one who was below him?
With 5 points was Benjamin Orr.
Benjamin Orr. What's Benjamin's team? Because
his team is Breen's F1.
Okay, and who's in his team? Walk us through his team, Joe.
Okay, walking through team, waiting for this very slow Telstra. He had Oscar.
Yep.
He had Ocon.
Yep.
He had Hajar. Whoops. He had Hajar. He had Albon.
Yep.
Alonso. And then he had McLaren and Aston Martin. And he had the double points for Oscar.
As well.
He had double points for double person is Oscar. So, yeah, quite similar to someone else at this table. But anyway.
There you go. Now.
Not successful, though.
No.
I was okay in the end. Yes.
Now, fellas.
Tell me.
Top 10.
What are we looking at here?
Top 10 looks a little bit like this. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to start with a little bit of controversy at the moment.
Okay.
Because Dean Holt has been leading all comers all year long, just by the skin of his teeth, over Jolyon Dyer and David Rojas. And we have been on those boys all year long. But...
oh, here we go.
In first place at the moment, out of absolutely nowhere, and I mean out of absolutely nowhere, is Gavin de Souza, who is, for some reason, 300-odd points ahead of Dean Holt. But our total teams has increased.
By
2 teams.
Oh, boy.
So this is the controversy, because I will need to go back, because I only worked this out before I arrived. I'll need to go back, and I think we'll need to go back because...
we've got to go back to round 1.
We're going to have to go back to round 1 to actually see if Gavin is actually in the competition or has just arrived with 5 to go, because I'm not sure that works with our rules.
No, it
doesn't. That you
can
have a bulk amount of points and then appear in the title in the competition with 5 rounds to go, because Dean Holt has been leading all year long. So, and 300 is a massive margin, and the points that Gavin has scored is 263 points, which is only 60 more points than what David Rojas Dean Holt has scored. So something is not quite adding up. So
some investigation is required.
So I'm going to read the top 10 as it is. But then for our fans listening, we will have a look, because if it is illegal that we have jumped in with a handful of rounds to go because we've got bulk points, then we will need to do some investigating on that. So, Gavin, Dean, just hold tight for a minute, but we will have a look at that. But something controversial.
Should questions be asked of the manager of the league, do you think? Is it
do we have a league manager?
Yes, I just looked at it. It's you.
I think it's just because I'm organised and I do it first.
It says that.
I'm not sure it's like that. Anyway, top 10 looks like this. It's Gavin de Souza on 4,340. It's Dean Holt in second on 4,098. Jolyon Dyer in third, 4,085. So that's tight. David Rojas, 4,046. Andy Tails in fifth. Chloe Anderson, Nicola Taylor, Roman Merrick, Dino Bandini, and David Parsons has displaced me in the top 10. David, watch out. You're in my gun.
Well, has he, or is it because someone's come in?
Well, that's what I'm not quite sure as. Down. Maybe everyone's shuffled down. But yes.
So we've now found the real reason why.
But I'm in 11th.
He's not happy.
I'm in 11th place on 3,696. And if you scroll down, you are in 19th, my friend, 3,517. And then we're scrolling down, we're finding you in 43rd. Shane, you've dropped. Yeah. And then we're scrolling, you're on 3,048. And then scrolling down a little bit more, then we're going down. And Sam Pissel in 52nd place on 2,600 points. So that is fantasy, a controversial fantasy episode this week.
Huge.
Thanks to Chris. So I like a positive.
I must say, I'm just noticing there one of your one of the old podcasters, one of your mates, Watsy, is below Sam.
Oh yeah, that's very Watsy. Watsy was set at the start of the season last year and run on with that team. Yes. Any news? Any news you want to get to, boys?
Apple TV.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Apple TV have the rights for F1.
Well, have they got it? Is it official?
Yep.
Oh, I'd seen that they were in for it, but I hadn't seen that it was
came out.
Oh, okay.
I think 5 years.
Oh, wonderful. Good news. Good news for those people. I mean, depending on where they grab their feed from, but good news for people who are looking for an alternative. So they've gotten the rights for where? That's the next question, because different places have different rights holders. So is it for Australia or is it for...
Well, I actually didn't look at that one. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Yeah, so but that'll be the interesting part, because I know we can't get we can't get F1 TV here because Foxtel hold the rights for it here. And I think that might actually be similar to in the UK. So unless you're obviously running a VPN or something like that. But yeah, it should be good. I mean, what's that?
So I've got one of those, but I haven't actually
got it. There you go. You still got to subscribe and pay the money. But yeah, so it'll be good for the sport. I mean, Apple is such a huge company, and Apple TV. One thing I'll say about them, everything they produce is quality. So yeah, that'd be good for the sport. I'll be happy with that. Certainly, particularly if I'm looking to try and get away from a little bit of the Sky Sports bias at the moment. Any other news that you want to mention, boys?
No, we were very news heavy last week because there was so much going on signing. But for me, they extended the news that I'm aware of.
They extended Coda Austin there.
So did they?
To 2030. Don't quote me. I think it's 2032 or 2034. No, 2032.
Well, that's good because it is the good one, isn't it?
I think so.
Yep. Colton Herter is going to be switching from IndyCar to F2. Now, this is news because...
Oh, look at that. It is news. It's 46 minutes ago news.
Tristan, just sorry. You've got a massive cockroach.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Hit him hard. This is where we need the TV.
Oh, that was massive.
Thanks. That's my pet.
I should probably do a bomb in the shed as we leave tonight, I think. But yeah, so big news because we've been talking about the idea of an American making his way into Formula One, and I like this. This is a sensible option for me because you don't just throw one in and make them suffer and make them not work like Sargent did. Let's get them through, choose a good candidate, move them into F2, and let's just see what might happen. Okay? Let's just develop properly through F2. And selecting the right person to go and do that, I think, is a good move. So I quite like it.
Cadillac's user test driver, so makes sense to prep for the future. There you go. We very rarely get news dropped on air.
It speaks well for their selection this year, doesn't it? Next year, sorry.
Absolutely,
with the two experienced drivers, because you'll get a couple of years out of them, hopefully, and they might get them moving in the right way. And then if Colton Herter can do the right thing or can perform in F2.
Wasn't Logan Sargent the runner-up to Oscar in F2?
Yes, however, he was
led until...
but he was never really considered. He was never really considered to be a high contender. We saw
why in the end. But
whereas Colton Herter has performed already.
Quite well.
Yep, and I think he's always been considered one that could transfer into Formula One. So, yeah.
That was my argument for not having made... I know this is the learning path, but... I would have almost thrown him in Cadillac alongside either.
Straight away?
Yep.
Yeah, see, I think that would have been our problem, though, with him.
Might have generated that little bit extra. But Bottas and Perez have both got great fan bases, I guess.
Yep. So, no, I quite like it. I think it's a wiser move. I think so often we do throw in too soon. Kimi Antonelli, clearly too soon this season. I'm not sure he's benefited from it
right
this
off
season.
Kimmy at the moment, aren't you?
Oh, I just don't think that they've made the right choice in throwing him in the deep end when there were other options available to him. So I think it's hurt his career. I quite like the boy, but anyway. Next race, we're off to Mexico this weekend, which is nice. It's nice to get what are we, middle double header in this weekend. Mexico City, great racetrack. I quite enjoy it. It's the challenge is that high altitude engine running. Seems teams are across it. It used to be a bigger issue, I think, but it seems teams are a bit more across it these days. Doesn't seem to throw them as such. But what's your prediction? You're on Max. You've already told me that.
Max by half a minute.
Oh, Max by half a minute. That is huge. You're on a Max train.
I'm on the Max train. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it probably is. It probably is a Max, but I'm just not convinced that McLaren are completely forgotten about just yet. But it'll be an interesting one. Are they going to be using? They're not going to be using this crazy low downforce wing.
They'll have a skinnier wing, but it won't be the lengths of like Monza or whatever. Yeah.
You like the track? Next go.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's not. It's got. Again, though, the worry that it's going to suit Lando a little bit more than Oscar with those tight, slow corners coming in, especially coming into the baseball stadium. But
by memory,
it's on a prick of a time.
By memory, he had a good race last year, Oscar. There,
possibly.
didn't he? I think, yeah.
7 o'clock start.
7 o'clock start's tricky here. Yeah, it is tricky trying to make that timing work, but yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Tristan, you like this one?
I am more hanging out for Brazil. I'm not. Yes. I like Mexico, but I'm ready for Brazil.
It is a fun triple header, this one though, isn't it? Yep. And Brazil being a sprint race as well, it adds extra into that weekend.
Brazil's just a great track too.
Yeah. Yep, it is one that I would love to go and watch once again because you can see so much of the track from certain positions, where similar to America, where you're not just stuck seeing one corner.
You'd want to get a helicopter in and out of the track, not leave until you left, because most teams get robbed going in and out of there.
Most teams get robbed, but I think that's because they're so rich. You do hear of people being able to successfully navigate it if they just keep a bit of a low profile, but yeah, I think they do tend to target those teams. But I'd give it a go. You'd give it a go.
Probably,
you're adventurous. Maybe. You give it a go, absolutely. But yeah, anyway, until then, we'll be back next weekend, and hopefully we'll be talking about an upturn in form from Oscar Piastri. But until then, it's the championship's well and truly on. How exciting! We've got 3 great contenders, and I'll tell you what, I quite like the 3 contenders that are in it. So let's have some racing, and let's have a great end to the season. Goodbye now.